All right. Well, it's been a while. Here we are. I believe it's going to be September 24th. I believe mission time is going to be 1300 hours. We are going to be in DCS world here, and this is going to be one of the very first streams, even though we've taken off in a lot of different sorties here today. It has been several months of working on this map, and I figured I'd finally kind of show it off here. Today, we will be taking off out of the 152nd Fighter Squadron, which is going to be out of Phoenix, Arizona there. That back tail wing, beautiful there. So, we have a lot of different things going on here. So, this map has been going on for the past several months. Started off with a bunch of different people. Now it's just been down to me. I have a bunch of different other things going on here. AWACS. We have just a bunch of different stuff going on. We have the front lines right here. Our main objectives right now is going to be protecting this airfield right here because we have our mobile command, which is parked just right over here. And then just right over on the other side of the front lines, we have where the Russians are all hanging out over here. So these are going to be the big bad guys. So basically, our objective here today is going to be going in, doing a rescue mission, making sure one of our pilots gets picked up. We're going to be escorting in some choppers. Usually F-16s wouldn't be doing that, but we're going to go in and do it anyway. And then after that, we're going to go in and link up with the refueling tanker. And then if we still have some bombs on us, we're going to go ahead and fly right over here into this section. So after several months, I believe it started back in July, and now we finally got it down. This is all big contested airspace. We finally got it down, and now we have a lot of Syrian and Russian forces here kind of just piling up in these villages. So a lot of the contested space is right in here, this big town or city, if you will. So we have to go out and watch out for that. This is broken up into 3 different sections. Sector 1, 2, and 3, purple, black, and orange. Sector 1 is handled by the 607th Turkish Fighter Squadron. They're going to be taken off here at Nalgic, so Nalgic will be handling all operations here in the valley. And then you have more A-10s going in here, making sure that they handle everything. There's an enemy camp, it looks like. So there's a bunch of different little targets here to go and focus on. So after we refuel here at waypoint 4, if we still have some fuel left in us and some bombs and we get the clearance, we'll go ahead. We'll link up with everyone else if we don't need more ordnance, and then we'll go ahead and do some work inside the valley and see how long we can go for without our aircraft dying. So here we go. Thank you guys very much for joining me. Charlie 1-1. Let's go. Alright, looks like we have the rescue crew taking off, heading towards the pilot. Secondary rescue crew for coverage should be going following in here very close. And then right there in front of us, we have one of the mobile command centers that just landed here last night. Alright, final check. Looks like we have our waypoints cleared. Waypoint 1 is going to be ATC clear. We can go and arm our plane. Waypoint 2, we'll go and link up. Waypoint 3, rescue. Waypoint 4, refuel. County 1-1 clear. With us today is going to be a 2-ship. It's going to be the fallback, so usually the 152nd is going to be rocking a 3-ship. Usually 2, and then 1 for backup. Let's go get some clearance.
Meslon 1, request taxi to runway.
Brake check clear. we have right there behind us the F-15s. They're going to be clearing in, making sure they are holding the front line there. F-15s will be going in and watching out over here in this sector. We have a big degress path where a lot of enemy fighters and other jets are trying to smuggle different stuff in, so F-15s are going to be watching out over this base. This base is going to be a major point, even though it's going to be a little rough for some of our other fighters to take off out of here, but whenever we do our final attack on the Russian base there, Tbilisi or I have no clue how to pronounce it.
Unable to clear for takeoff.
But it's going to be that main base right there. As soon as we attack that.
You are cleared for takeoff when ready. Climb 300 at QFE 28.15.
Caddy 11 copy. Climb 300 QFE 28.15. As soon as we clear out that base there, we'll be able to release some of the air defenses there. This is going to be that main one right there. See, look, there's a Russian AWACS taking off. And then scrambling here. Yep, moving right there. You got 2 MiG-29s. You see how many fighters they have stocked up there. So they're going around and they're doing all their little air patrols. And especially over here, you have all those SAM sites. So we're trying to produce some sort of plan. But for right now, tasked with just supporting the valley, making sure that gets secured, and then as soon as we get clearance, we'll be doing a mission to try to take out one of those SAM sites. As soon as one of those SAM sites get taken out, then the bomber should have clearance to go in, so we'll be the spear for that strike package. About 11,800 for fuel. We should be good. I'm going to turn here. Waypoint 1 set up. You see there in distance our boys right there. Go ahead and maintain. Stand by. We're going to go in with it, get up just a little bit farther there. We want them to at least get to their waypoint 1, at least just a little bit closer. So all this area right here is going to be restrictive airspace just because this is going to be major population areas within our control. So that's going to be areas we'll have to watch out for. So we'll have to go ahead and fly straight out until we get clearance. ATC clearance is about right there for us, and then we'll go ahead and we could go ahead and branch off to waypoint 2 to link up. Go on, wait until we get about halfway. The F-16 goes slow, but she can't go that slow. Go on, wait here. We'll go into our final check. Lights good. IFF norm. Stand by on 25100. It's going to be channel 1. Good. RWR, radar, MFD left and right cleared. Stand by, oxygen flow. Good. Flight plan set up. Alright, let's go ahead and rock and roll. Least we can do is go ahead and get over there. what we don't want to do is entice any of those MiGs from coming over to us. We don't want to get into a fight. For ordnance, we are not rocking anything to get into any sort of fight. We have about 6 Mark 82s, and then we have an AIM-9 Lima ×2, and then AIM-9 or AIM-120 Charlie, excuse me, ×2. So we're not trying to get into any sort of fights here. As you see, coming up on the RWR there, we got our boys. Those are our boys right there escorting our AWACS. There's the F-15 waiting by. Here we have the Weasels taking off to go control sector 02 of the valley. Here are the A-10s of Arizona Davis Milo. Even though they wouldn't be fighting, I'll go ahead and have records up. They'll be patrolling sector 011. There's the Predator drone that's ready to stand by to do recon. And there's our flight. Nice, there we go. Alright, let's go ahead and start taking off. Kennedy 101 clearing for takeoff. Kennedy 101 goes up. Going back down. Flight restriction is going to be about 315 knots. We kind of blew past it just a little bit, but that's okay. Start up the fuel flow, or she's going to start yelling at me. Try not to exceed 315 knots. Head up to waypoint 1 at about 4,000 feet. The only downside to that airfield that we're taking off of there, Beslan, is that it is very rough whenever you go to taxi. It takes a very long time for everyone to actually get up and go. It's not very good for pre-scramble. That's why we're not waiting around for our wingman here. We're getting up and going. The wingman is going to be covering rear for degress back into friendly territory. And if anything does happen, then we'll be covering us for those MiGs. Staying below about 315 knots for that noise restriction. About 4,000, so we don't interfere with any incoming or outgoing traffic. as we hit waypoint 1 there on our MFD, we'll go ahead and we should be getting a notification. We can go ahead and arm our plane, and we should be good with our restriction. And we'll start heading towards waypoint 2 to link up. So you can't even see them anymore, but they should be somewhere back over there heading over, so we should be linking up right now. Let's switch over into waypoint 2. Caddy 11 approaching waypoint 1, requesting clearance.
Easy in traffic to Coyote 11. Radar has you leaving our airspace. Clear to arm ordnance. Speed and altitude restriction lifted. Continue on frequency 251.00. Happy hunting. Return safe.
Copy. UHF has me at 270 right now. Go ahead and switch that. Go ahead and 25100. Copy, BZ in traffic. Go ahead, approaching on Alpha Mike. Command, standing
Coyote
by
1
at 25100.
do not exceed 315 knots until 10 nautical miles from base.
Oh, they're yelling at him. They're yelling at Coyote 13. Alrighty, UHF is going to be good. Go ahead and just double check, make sure that's good there. 251, channel 1. We'll put up our fuel. I always like having fuel up there. Alright. Although our restriction is lifted, we're going to go ahead and try to do just as slow as possible out there at the distance. Just for viewer purposes, I know a lot of people like to have the labels off. I'm going to go ahead and keep them on. So we have both of our rescue choppers out there. And unfortunately the F-16 cannot cruise at about 90 miles. So we're going to go ahead and just try our best to go slow. We're at a rock at about refueling speed. Probably just a little bit higher. We're going to be going just a little bit before our boys. Looks like we're going to be approaching waypoint 2 right now. Caddy 1 approaching waypoint 2 at 5,000, increasing to 7,000, heading towards waypoint 3. Looks like those mountains might be a little bit of an issue, so we'll see what happens here. Mission data doesn't show any sort of anti-air. It should be simple. The only thing we should have to watch out for on data link is going to be those bandits. However, I don't see anything on data link, which is unfortunate. We'll just have to watch out for that SA site. All that right there, that's going to be their main base. We'll have to watch out for that. It's a little bit ways away. We shouldn't have to deal with that, but
1-1, passing waypoint 1 at 7,000.
Alright, cargo 1-1. Alright, he's passing his waypoint. We're going to go and start turning in here. Caddy 1-1 diving down. I want to get them sparked up on any sort of radar, so we're going to go ahead and start going down just a little lower here. There's our waypoint. There's our boy. Alright, where's he at? Just barely right there. we're gonna let him know we're here. Oh man, he's like in the middle of that. That might be a little tough. That might be a little difficult for our boys here. Go ahead and circle back around. We have about 10,000 for fuel, and we're gonna link up with the tanker after this anyway.
Altitude.
A little higher than expected. Right now it's going to be right up and over this
Altitude.
ridge. Doing a nice, good rescue mission for this pilot here. That big major degress path that I mentioned before. The Russians were trying to smuggle in some cargo, so we went up.
Altitude.
And one of them got hit by a SAM, I believe, just fragmentation, and then he had some mechanical failure, got shot, and then lost comms. We weren't sure if he was still alive. And then we finally got radar on him. Alright. There's our boy out there. Alright. We're gonna go ahead. See how far away our boys are. Oh yeah, they're still a good distance away. We're gonna go ahead and fly over it, let them know that we're coming for them. He should be down there from the last radio frequency that he gave. Barely see him standing out there. Diamonds right on him, lit up. Alright. Let's go back around to our escort. Overlord's talking to us. He's letting us know about that Russian AWACS that finally got up to by cruising altitude 28,000. Start slowing down. Cutting a little close there, 1-3. Watch yourself. There we go. I wanted 25,000. He's back there somewhere. He's close. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and link up. We're falling back.
Join up.
We're going to go and try to avoid a dogfight like I mentioned before. Let's go and watch fuel. We're about 9,000. Going staying low here at about 10,000. Their AWACS will probably start picking us up here in a second, which is going to be a problem. We'll have to watch out for that. Assuming it was going to be one of the friendlies here. They should be coming up and over. There they are. Good shit, boys, good shit. I'm going across back around them. I know typically F-16s wouldn't be doing this type of thing. They'd be going in with their own coverage with the other helis and whatnot, but you know what, fuck it. I want to go and try it. I want to go and do it. It's the war that's happening, so... Bra 177 copy for 45 and 25,000 cold. So that right there is going to be those MiGs that just took off. That's going to be their aerial patrol that's going to be happening in the area. We'll have to watch out for them. And those 29s will be over there somewhere. Yeah, somewhere right there. We'll have to go and watch out for that. We're going to go and try to stay out of their area. As soon as they get confirmation on pickup, we're going to aerial refueling. We're going to go ahead and make sure they're good. Those flankers aren't going to even be able to mess with them. We're only doing this out of courtesy with some of the pilots. Yeah, that valley. Fuck! Coyote 1-1. Medical evac is down. Fuck. Fuck. That's not good. Damn, he cannot pull up over that mountain. Why didn't he just turn? Oh, goddamn AI. Alright. Man, that's brutal. I was not expecting that. I just checked on them. I was like, oh, they look like they got it. They were probably struggling to get over that mountain. I don't see the other one either. Alright, there's one still alive. It looks like he went up and over the mountain. Mission is still on. I got very concerned there. Alright, field check. 8,600. That'll be a little rough whenever we have to go back to refuel. Visual confirmation here that our buddy's still alive. There he is. He's almost to the evac site. We have clearance to go ahead and break off from command as soon as we have green smoke from pilot. That'll be confirmation that they actually see and they will actually have good clearance for pickup. Do one more flyby, let our boys know that we're there for them. Stay a little lower here. We should stay off of any link. Fuck. That SU's right there. Switching to the 120s. Oh no, they really seen us yet or engaged, so we're just going to go ahead and stay low. We got green smoke back there. Evac is entered. That's that last notification that we just got. However, I'm more concerned about that 27 that's flying. Alright, we're going to go ahead and do confirmation. We got green smoke. We're going to go ahead and clear off here in just 2 seconds. We got to make sure that SU is going to come down should I do anything. He's at 13,000. He's turning towards us. He's turning away. We got green confirmation of the smoke. Our boys are going to be coming in right now. Holy shit, they're flying low. We're staying out of that SU's way. Come on, boys. Get some smoke. We're gonna get the hell out of here.
Passing waypoint 2 at 6,000.
There we go. He's touching down. He's picking him up right now.
Passing waypoint 3 at 6,000.
He's picking him up. Hell yeah. There we go. That's what I'm talking about.
Passing waypoint 4 at 6,000.
Alright, where's that SU at?
1. Passing waypoint 5 at 6,000. 1. Passing waypoint 6 at 6,000.
I don't want to go up any higher.
1. Passing waypoint 7 at 6,000.
There he is. He has picked him up. There he is. Good shit. Alright, he picked him up. Good to go. Alright, air brake back in. So I'm going to slow down there as much as I could while he turned. I don't know where that MiG's at. I don't see it coming up on the radar at all. Let's go and see if we can get a bogey dope. We'll try to get a bogey dope while we sit there and head towards waypoint 4. Which is going to be refueling. Alright. Head towards waypoint 4 for refueling.
Overlord 111. Request bogey dope. 1. Overlord 111.
Copy. We don't have anyone trying to intercept us. No one's coming after them. No one's coming after us. Alright, let's go ahead and link up. Let the tanker know that we're heading in there.
Texaco 111. Request rejoin.
Actually, stand by.
1. Abort rejoin.
It's gonna be the wrong one, Caddy 11. My apologies. It's gonna be the wrong one. We're gonna have to link up there. As soon as we get to waypoint 4, we should be good. Start managing our speed now. Halfway through. Take us about ETA 8 minutes to get to refuel. We're about 7,000 pounds right now. Still have both of our fuel tanks. Go and tell Caddy 13 to link up with us. He can go ahead and hit the tanker as well. I think he has more fuel tanks than us. So we'll be able to stay in the air a little bit longer. He's going to cover us in the air while we do all the ground attacks. Start shooting up to our altitude of about, I believe it's going to be 24,600. Technically it's 25,000 for the tanker, but we're wanting it a little bit lower for the boom. So we'll go ahead and do that. Here, nothing too crazy. Want to get there, but we don't want to have afterburner on. It's up at 13,000 pop on it. That's probably our friendlies there in the distance. Usually cruising altitude there should be about, yeah, those are our friendlies there in the distance. All those 16s pop up in RWR. There's going to be our patrols going on in Sector 02. And then we have R16 back there. Carry 13. Texaco is going to be our main refueler. That's going to be going on way back in the distance over there. Like I said, we were originally all the way back when, so I say all the way back when, I believe this map started back in July. So July, August, September, yeah. So it's been going on for about 3 months or so, 3-4 months. And now we finally gotten it down to this, so we just have the valley to take care of, and like I mentioned before, we should be getting clearance to do an attack coming up pretty soon. We're at about 28,000 feet. For some reason, I don't know why our waypoint's going to be up so high. We need to go down just a little bit. Going down to about 25,000.
Open formation. 2, copy.
Cog 01. Shell 1-1.
There she is.
KC-135 is now active at 25,000 feet for refueling. ETA 50 minutes. Active.
County 1-1 copy. Requesting link up. Standby. Big Hog 01. Gotta love her.
Arco 111. Request rejoin.
Arco 1-1, proceed to pre-contact at 25,000 at 210.
Copy 25,000 at velocity 210. Approach this waypoint, our next waypoint there to verify should be heading back towards Nalgik, and then we'll get approval if we get refueled, and we should just be able to branch off from here straight into the valley. Here, we'll go ahead, silence radar. Start to slow down here. Last night, whenever we were escorting in the aerial command, it's a new thing that they're trying. It's a big KC-130 that's kind of converted almost into like a doomsday plane, so they can have like a mobile command center, so they can use that for certain things coming up. And they have a C-17, so we had to escort that in last night with night vision. That was something kind of crazy. Maybe I'll end up trying to do night patrol at some point. I'll probably end up trying to show off that. The whole point of these streams is this way I can archive all these flights, and instead of doing multiple flights here, I figured I'm going to do one big long sortie, showing off all the different skills. There's our girl.
Overlord 1-1, passing waypoint 6 at 30,000.
We're gonna blow right past her, that's fine. We got this.
Overlord 1-1, passing waypoint 7 at 30,000.
Plane safe. Let's go ahead and start towing. go ahead and start getting formation here. Up, we go and start practicing our speed, hold and altitude, especially because we're heavy. She gets done with the rotation, that means that hopefully we'll be able to link up, and then I should be able to get in there. Might take me a little bit longer here. Just going to go ahead and turn our lights back on. Probably like, what the hell are you doing? Sorry, bud. Wasn't paying attention for a second, trying to get those cinematic shots, you know? God, I want to link it back up. There you go. 1, 2 just disconnected. Labeled as 2, even though we just rescued 2 from that mission. So technically he is 1-2, but technically he's 1-3, whatever. should be able to hit base. There she goes. Looking out here. Target speed is going to be about 211, 212, but that's when we're up underneath the carrier, or the refueling tanker itself, excuse me. Before we get there, we're going to go ahead, make sure that we hit our refueling. That's good to go. Out there in the distance of the comm trails, just off to the right, I believe that is going to be AWACS. No, it's not AWACS. What the hell is that? Oh yeah, that's going to be our AWACS. It's a friendly IFF at least. Typically you would shut your radar off, and I'm going to go ahead and just keep having it on. Let's just wait and see what is going on out there. I'm just going to keep increasing this walking speed. Just keep walking speed. Back into the throttle. Oh, of course. Dirty little bastard. No. We love you, KC-135 Big Hog. Thank you, sir. So much. We're going to go and request.
Ready, pre-contact. Cleared contact.
Contact. Start going in now that it's leveled out. Controls.
Recontact.
Ready, recontact.
Cleared contact.
Just a little high. There we go. Come on.
Contact. You're taking fuel.
Back down just a little bit.
Contact. You're taking fuel.
Shit, too high. Disconnect.
Contact. You're taking fuel.
So it's gonna be hard during that turn there. Taking fuel for a second during the turn, that was cool. get clearance to engage as soon as we have closer to about 10,000. I believe 11 is going to be full. Which we can do that. We just need a second.
One is RTB at 1,900.
Nice. Pilot just been returned.
Overlord 1-1, passing waypoint 8 at 30,000.
So you should be approaching, going straight now. Alright, here's our final shot. We got clearance to break off at about 10,000, but we want to go in and get a full load of 11 if possible. For our total fuel, right now we're about 6. Go off 6,500 and decreasing, obviously. Trying to catch up to this goddamn tanker. And no expert by any means. Definitely trying to get better.
Overlord 1-1, passing waypoint 9 at 30,000.
1, Overlord 1-1, Bra 135, 490 at 28,000 cold.
contact. You're taking fuel.
is going to be decent enough. Have our marker back there.
Return free contact.
AR close. Going
Abort
refuel.
rejoin.
Thank you, good sir. Appreciate your good work. We should have 2 off of our wings somewhere. I have them on radar right there behind me, so we're good on that. Okay. This next one should be base. Go ahead, refuel back at base, top off.
Nalchik 1, inbound.
Anyone on Nalchik inbound?
1, Dodger. Fly heading 096.40. QFE 28.46. Runway 24 to pattern altitude.
Alright, we're gonna start heading towards waypoint. I think that's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and put it on waypoint 6 for right now. So this way we can see where we need to go and turn in. And then right there in front of us should be home base. Not too bad. Hour 30 in the air. Took way longer to refuel than I was expecting, but sometimes air refueling is just a little difficult. Start coming in and go ahead and hit that air brake. Back towards waypoint. All that waypoint's going to be real high up. We're going to go ahead and use that as a way to kind of just get over, get a good line up here for Nalchik. Nalchik should be... Where's Nalchik? Nalchik's not there. Where's Nalchik at? Right there. To go ahead and come in from the other side, so that's where we avoid restrictive airspace. Air brake out. Or air brake back in, excuse me. Plane's disarmed. Landing gear. here. I know it sounds very counterintuitive, but because of how the game works, we'll have to go ahead and jettison our stuff so that this way we can get a good full read for fuel. Otherwise, it'll sit there and just give us the basic standard fuel, about 7,000 some change, about what we have right now. So we're going to go ahead, as soon as we get over this open field right here in front of us, we're going to go ahead and jettison, and we'll go ahead and land, rearm, and then we'll go ahead and do some work inside the valley. Going to do wide here. While we do this, go ahead and still try to be respectful of that noise restriction, no higher than about 315 knots within base. So that's what we're trying to avoid right there, is all that city, especially this right there, and I believe there's another one somewhere right over there. So we're just trying to watch out for some of these places the best that we can. As soon as we get into our rotation, we'll go ahead and do a nice little turn, and all that should be open for us to go and jettison. There we are, go ahead and break in that noise barrier. Just like I said, try to be respectful. We're blowing right past 315. Whoopsie daisies, it's okay. Maybe some of them like some of the flybys, right? I'll have to go and also stay below about 300 knots, especially for the landing gear if that wasn't too good for it. Gear back in for just a second because it's not safe to jettison. I completely forgot about that.
Altitude. Altitude.
And jettison.
Altitude. Altitude.
So you just crossed over each other there. That should be good. Landing gear out. Safe.
Alchik 1, request landing.
A little hot here for landing. Get off some of the speed here. Coming in for landing requested clearance. Runway, I believe it's 26.
Check landing gear. Runway 24.
Copy, Coyote 1-1, all 3 green locked up. It's runway 24. Going to try to float her here for a second. Trying to break off some of that extra airspeed there. Went a little hot, but we made it.
Taxi to parking area.
Alright, we'll go ahead. Instead of having to go all the way over there, it looks like we don't have any repairs to do, so we don't need to go all the way over there to the main refueling and rearming. So we should just be able to go right here to the quick rearming point that's positioned out here. See if we can nail this here. Just a little bit over. Close enough. They can pull the hose over. Alrighty, boys. Do your thing. Alright, well, that wasn't too bad. Well, I guess our check hour 38. Hour 38 minutes, not too bad. Very good. Alright. Let's go ahead. We're going to rearm. We're going to refill here. We're going to move around the old GoPro. So we're going to go ahead. We have the boys over here. They're going to go ahead and rearm, refuel for us. We're going to go ahead and then we're going to be taking off at our next objective. It's going to be going out of the valley. So we'll be taking off out of, moving over here now. So we'll be taking off at a waypoint 6, 7 ATC clearance. We can go in arm just like how we did over in Beslan. Then we hit the front lines over here at waypoint 9. And then we'll start heading in towards Sector 02. It seems like a lot of the boys have landed. I see Weasel 13 has landed about right there. So which means the boys aren't patrolling right now. So we'll be by ourselves in the sky. So we'll have to go and watch out for that. But our objective will be this comms tower right here. As you see, this looks like a lot of enemy stuff, but these are just sandbags and stuff right here. So this is going to be like an enemy outpost that we're going to have to go and try to take out here within the city. These little red markers here are going to be like main priority 1, while yellow is going to be priority 2 sites. We have to go and watch out for that SA2. That should really be a priority 1, especially with how big of an engagement zone takes over a little bit of Sector 3 and 2. We'll have to go and watch out here. We also have some close air support right here. We have a convoy rescue. We'll have to go ahead and watch out for that as well. So we're going to have to go ahead, get rearmed really quickly, and our main objective is going to be taking out that comms tower, and then any other bombs that we have, we can either go ahead and support the city, or we can go ahead and crawl out and do this U.S. convoy. So let's go ahead, get rearmed. This we'll do close air support since we're pretty close. Get ourselves all decked out here. Go fuel incendiary, chaff flare, good to go.
Request refueling. Request
Copy.
rearming.
Copy. Refueling complete.
I'll just say there we have coming off the runway right over there. We have Cowboy 1 or the Coyote 13. Sorry, Cowboy used to be our original. Then we changed over to Viper. Now we are Coyote. There it is, 152nd Los Vaqueros. For the love of God, do not crash into me. I will be so
Rearming
pissed with
complete.
you. Yeah, that's right. Hold short. Sometimes I don't trust you, buddy. Alright, looks like we're rearmed, refueled. We're good to go. We did not turn on our ground jettison. That was my bad. Oopsies. That's fine. We'll be good. Our boys know what to do, right? Good shit. Looks like we're all armored up here. So, ordnance for today is going to be about 6 Mark 82s and then about 6 GBU 87s for frag damage. So I know generally you're supposed to stay away from the cluster ordnance, but they work out very well for us, and Geneva Convention doesn't exist in this server, so we should be good. Alright, I'll go ahead and make sure all of our stuff is good to go. Alright, for our first one here, we're going to go ahead and go over flight plan one more time. Just verify, make sure that there's nothing in this area. So it looks like we are going to have to take out some stuff. I'm afraid that maybe that ZU-23 might be an issue. We should be able to stay away from these if we just go and fly around, but that might be an issue. So we'll go and stand by for right now. But whenever we go for our 87s, we'll go and do one pair. So this way, whenever we do go to drop them, we'll go and give them a good drop there. Alright, let's go ahead and taxi out of the way here. Let's go ahead and give our buddy right away. Go ahead and switch over to our box 2s. This is going to be our 9A Limas, just in case something does happen. Go ahead and be ready for that. There'll also be a close air support. We shouldn't have anything in the area. We should be all good to go with air superiority. There shouldn't be any fighters. Like I said, I know we had to deal with those flankers or that Su-27 from before, but that was just because of how close we were to the enemy base. They're doing their air patrols, so. Alright, final check. Pressure. Good. Fuel. 9,100 decreasing. Fuel flow good. Moving forward. Alright, we're aligned, we're steady. Looks like we had something flying in the distance over there. I don't know what the hell that is. What is that? It's at 7,000 feet. It has a friendly tag, but I don't know what the hell it is. Oh, it's the KC-135. She's coming to land. That's what it is. I was like, who is flying in? Alright, we might have to hold short for her. She is coming in to land. Alright, we're going to have to go ahead and rotate around here because she is coming in. Thanks, ATC. That would have been nice to know. Coyote 1-1 embarking off the runway. KC-135, Big Hog 0-1, you're clear to land. Alright, we are going to have to swing very wide out of the way for this big girl here. A little close to those grass and rocks, so that's fine. Go ahead and enter intake. Suck up some rocks. We'll be fine. Alright, while we do this, we're going to go ahead and make sure that our pitot heat is off for our boys. So this way, we're not sitting there burning anyone. And we're going to just try to swing out of the way here for this big girl, because she is going to she's going to take up a lot of room. Alright, this will be interesting. We're going to see how she does here. If she doesn't come in, I'm going to go ahead and take off. She might be holding short for me, or she might be coming around just to lose some altitude there. So it'll be a little interesting to see how she handles this landing here. I'm sure she'll be fine. Not going to have enough runway. I don't think she's going to slow down in time. Holy shit, she slowed down in time. For the love of God, please don't crash into me. Direct course with me. Shit. Alright, we're going to have to go and taxi around. Should have anticipated that. That turn is way too small. Excuse me. Taxi on over. See right there, it's going to be the repair area, and then that is going to be our main Army refueling point. Big hog going. She'll be going nighty-night for a while, and then the main refueling tanker will be taking over for the rest of the time. Alright, normally we wouldn't be taking off from half runway, but I know she can handle it, so we're going to do it. Check. Shot towards waypoint 7, I believe. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, waypoint 7. Let's do it. those cinematic shots will fuck you up. Alright, Cowboy 1, or god damn it.
Altitude.
Coyote 1-1.
Altitude.
Keep going back to that call sign. Back it down, head up to about 4,000. Saying waypoint 1, but it's going to be waypoint 7. Caddy 1-1 approaching waypoint 7 at 3,000, increasing to 4. Getting a restriction lifted here, coming up on this waypoint, I believe. Restriction. So we're going to start climbing here. So the final stretch heading over towards sector 02. Good clearance altitude. I think it was going to be about 12,000 feet for us. We can go up a little bit higher. I believe our max ceiling is going to be no higher than about 17. It's going to be a little iffy once we start getting into our dive bombing. ETA 5 minutes. We haven't got an ATC clearance there for them, but that is completely fine. Plane armed. Looks like we're a little bit more away from the city base. So we start increasing throttle. Also, watch out for fuel flow there. Total fuel is about 7,000. I'll have to go ahead and just keep an eye on that. Kick off afterburner. Altitude hold is on. Back down fuel flow just a little bit. Let's cruise here. Next waypoint will be branching off here. Let's see if we can pull my keyboard. Keyboard, excuse me. Get that. It's fine. We'll go and leave up our main one. Course. As soon as we enter in, we'll have to go ahead and wait for clearance for Sector 02. We're all the way right there now in that big jumble of numbers. see just how much we've been coming in and out of here. This is Sector 02. This is that main city. So many enemy reinforcements have been coming in and hiding here. The main objective is going to be right over there. Looks like I see the radio tower right there, possibly. 226. Going in. Go to maintain and stay out of the city. Wait until we get clearance.
Coyote 1-1, be advised. Entering Sector 02 of the valley. Maintain 12,000 feet altitude and await clearance for engagement.
Coyote 1-1, copy. Standing by for UHF frequency.
'79th Fighter Squadron, USAF Weasels 3 ship. Be advised you have 152nd Fighter Squadron, Coyote 1-1, operating in Sector 02. Maintain standard patrol altitude of 15,000 feet. Break. Coyote 1-1, 79th USAF. Radio frequency for Sector 02 will be 253.00. How copy?
Copy 253. Standby.
Coyote 1-1 clear to engage targets. Positive visual ID is required before engagement.
.253, channel 1. Copy visual engagement. Visual is required. Alright, we're gonna see what's going on here. Maintain about 12,000. Wrap back around. We're definitely not going to go to the heart of the city. We're going to wrap around right here. That's why we're going to have to be very careful here. We're going to burn a lot of fuel going into defensive as soon as we drop some of these bombs here. We have multiple Syrian vehicles heading towards the town. Shit. That's right there. Alright, we got armor. We're gonna be changing up our tactics here. Switching over here into one single of our cluster Mark 82s. Plane armed. We're going for that convoy. This wasn't on the table, but that looks like a lot of armor down there. And I don't want them to get to where they're going. So I'm probably going to try to start setting up some type of different air defense. We don't want that happening. Pickle. Pull.
Altitude. Altitude.
Still shooting. Alright, we're gonna drop another one on him. Looks like we got some movement down there. Most of the convoy's still branching away though. Let's get some altitude here. steep, very scary. Stand by. And pickle. All right, away.
Altitude. Altitude.
Those look like good hits. Alright, let's go and assess. Oh yeah, those are some good hits right there. Still have some armor down there that's hidden away. Alright, we still have 4 of our clusters. We're gonna go ahead and drop one more. Right on. Looks like there's 2 more left. Let's go ahead and try to go for one of them. So there's another one hiding away over there. I'm trying to go for the main armor. The main armor is what's gonna be a big issue. Get some altitude here. Burning a lot of fuel here whenever we get up and going. That's what I was saying. Fuel check is about 5,000. Alright, we're going for him right there. Out there in the field. It's gonna be very sketchy.
Warning, 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 warning.
I know, girl. I know. Pickle.
Altitude.
I don't know if anyone went off, but...
Pull up.
Yep, there we go. One away. Alright, not exactly a direct hit. Going for one more go around. The rest of our ordnance has to be for our main objective back there. Going for that guy right there. At least I'll be able to damage some of them. If I can't kill all of them, then I'll damage at least a good lot of them. Stand by. Pickle. Oh.
Altitude. Altitude.
I don't think any released. God damn it. That release angle was just a little too sharp. Pickle.
Altitude. Altitude.
Yep, shoot. Go. Alright, none of them went off. We're disembarking, going to repair. We're going back towards our main objective here.
Warning, 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 warning.
Trying not to stall our plane. Alright, let's try to get some more altitude here. fuel check is about 3,800. Alright, there she is. There's the comms tower. We're just gonna drop one big cluster right up and over.
Warning, 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 warning.
There we go. Stand by. 3, 2, 1.
Altitude. Altitude.
Wait. Woo! Good fucking hits. Alright, let's get the hell out. Let's get the hell out of the city. This is not the place where we want to be. Everyone, their fucking mothers is gonna start shooting us now. Yep, there we go. Alright, we gotta gain some altitude here. Alright, those are some good hits. We're gonna gain some altitude here. I'm gonna switch back over. We're gonna drop one of our mark. Those are 89s, I guess. I don't know how those got switched up. Maybe we didn't have any of those other ordnance left because I said we had 87s. Guess we're doing these. Alright, we're going for the exact tower. There she is. Hold it. And pickle.
Altitude. Altitude. Cap flare. Pull up.
Damn it. It didn't release. Some released. Well, it definitely released. I just got a destroyed message on something. Alright, what's our field looking like? We're about to hit bingo. We got 5 left of these. We got 2 left. We're going to go ahead and drop one more pair. And then we're going to go ahead and say hello one more time to our friends down there that are trying to shoot us. And pickle. Fuck. 1-1 defending. Alright. We got 5 of these bad boys left. Who's going?
Bingo. Bingo.
We just hit our bingo. Alright, we're dropping one more and then we gotta head back. for you. There.
Chaff flare. Low. Out.
Alright. We're getting out of here. Caddy 1 will returning back to base. Once are going up to our cruising 15,000. Go and watch out for fuel here. Fuel's going to be a little sketch. Go and jettison.
Coyote 1-1, be advised you've entered Sector 01 of the valley. Maintain safe altitude of 10,000 feet and await for clearance to engage.
Alright. We have our waypoint set up over there in the distance. That's going to go in. Let us know we got to start.
607th Fighter Squadron.
Let's say we start
Turkish
cutting
Air
through
Patrol.
Sector 01. They're below us.
Be advised you have 152nd Fighter Squadron.
That right there is going to be the
operating
convoy.
in Sector 01. Maintain standard patrol altitude of 15,000 feet. Break. Coyote 1-1. 607th Turkish Air Patrol radio frequency for Sector 01 will be 252.00. How copy?
Caddy 1-1 negative, just passing through Sector 01, returning back to Nalgic. Speaking of which, we're going to go ahead and switch back frequencies here in just a second after we get back on course.
Coyote 1-1 clear to engage targets. Positive visual ID is required before engagement.
Alright. Really quick. Combo's going to be 25100. It's going to be our standard communication for 152nd. Time is about 2 hours and 24 minutes. Not too bad for the first sortie, I might have to say. And not one hit. We're good on that. It's very, very good. Down here, we'll go ahead and hold about 7,000. Forgot about that. Go ahead and hit warning reset. I know about fuel. It'll go ahead and go off again as soon as we hit about 500 pounds. Or about 1,000. So we hit about 28 pounds and then 500, and so on. Closer base, go in, disarm, go and turn back on the lights. Feels getting a little scary here.
Altitude. Altitude.
Turn back in here. I believe base should be where the waypoint is, if I'm not mistaken. We'll let Nalchik know that we're inbound.
Nalchik 1, inbound.
1. Roger. Fly heading 195. Port 10. QFE 28.46. Runway 24. To pattern altitude.
It's gonna be the next one, so it's gonna be that waypoint. Well, it's up in the sky, but let's see, that's not home over there. It's home. It's about 195. Where is home? Basically facing it. It's going to be over there in the distance, I believe. It is right there. It's about 209. Alright, landing gear out. Just because it feels so low, just in case. Little zoomed in there for a second. Alright, there we go. Now we got all three green locked out. Steady. Good. Plane disarmed. There's our caution.
Caution. Caution.
Yelling us because we're about 7,000 pounds. About to be approaching 5.
Cleared for visual
landing.
Alright, well, overall, this was a pretty good sortie. It was one of the longer this is the longest, one of the longer flight videos I've ever done. I know I've done a Microsoft Flight Simulator video before where I've done kind of like make-believe stuff where I'm kind of doing this stuff, but now I'm actually doing a DCS. It took me a long time. I'm approaching about 100 hours in the F-16 Viper alone, so and as you see, I'm definitely still not perfect with her. She needs some time.
Roger. Check landing gear. Runway 24.
Got it on my copy runway 24. Landing gear all 3 good. Bringing her in for landing, and we'll call that for the very first sortie here for the 152nd, at least for a live stream. I say overall, it could have went a hell of a lot worse. No one got shot down. Steep here. Go ahead and floater. And down she goes. Thank you guys so much for joining me for this stream. This was awesome. This was went a hell of a lot better than I was expecting. I will definitely tell you that. Thank you guys so much.
Taxi to